Don't fuss about not knowing shit. Don't fuss about not knowing the easiest things ever. I see left and right so many of these awkward, silly little questions. What is it that men want? What is it that women want? What is it that this is? What is it that that is? All these little questions you ask, the answers you already know. They are deep within. It's just that you're either not introspective enough to find them out, or you simply don't want to accept the truths which you already know. I mean, I see girls asking themselves what is it that girls want from men. We all know that the point is very simple. If a woman is not sure about her, she wants to control things. Just like men, being unsure, they want to control things. What ultimately a balanced woman wants is a man who doesn't change. A man who simply is not unchangeable in a detrimental way, for example, but in such a way that she may try all her charms, all her arsenal, and they simply don't change. Well, you might not believe me, but one way or another I discovered that, well, on my own self, let's say, and, well, out of a girl's experience. But that is, well, let's say, story for another time, most likely. All these little things are things you already know. What is, what that is, who you are, and as such. I've been explaining things like this in some of my previous videos as well. The point about these questions is you're still seeking distractions. The point is you are so seeking distractions because it is easy to stay asleep than to accept the fact that, especially these days, you are waking up. And the point is, waking up with the truth that you actually don't need your mind that much is very scary, because people are so painfully used to, overusing their mental body, their mind, even beyond headaches. Many people wonder why they have headaches. Overthinking is always detrimental to your health, just like overdoing anything is detrimental. Seeking answers left and right means that you fail to seek them within. You are afraid of your whole potential because you are afraid of accepting there are things beyond this aspect of the mental. Nowadays there is a very dangerous breed of people, which I call the mental spiritualists. Those who always speak about things, they always seem so knowledgeable, they always have so much knowledge. There is no such thing as knowledge about spirituality. Spirituality is beyond the mind, as I've been saying in many of my videos as well. And I am not the only one who says this. Spirituality is beyond the mind because it is beyond survival. It is beyond this physical body. Being spiritual means realizing there are things beyond this life, beyond your physical boundaries, things that allow all these to exist, and so you can simply experience them. The point is, all these little questions that so many people put a great influence on, a great importance on, like who you are, what your purpose is, what is divine timing, all these little questions are just little distractions. People need distractions because they want to run away from responsibilities of waking life. Everyone is waking up nowadays. It is easier to simply accept the flow than fight against it, because you may swim against the current as much as you want, but sooner or later you're gonna be swept away. The point about these is there is the greatest fear within you. The fear of the monkey mind, that one day you will wake up and you will no longer need it. Because ultimately the mind is just interested in keeping you distracted. Well, the mind itself isn't interested in that. It's things that you take from your ancestors, from people around. People who overthink, they just want distractions, because look at people around you. Aren't they miserable? And, well, they dive more and more into that misery. They sink more and more into it. And what do? Even more distractions. It's a, well, let's call it a cycle of death, right? They're dying more and more inside, but they're distracting themselves more and more until they hit rock bottom and, well, it's time to wake up. So a greatest fear of your ancestors and of, well, literally anything that becomes conscious is that you don't actually need the mind. The mind is just like a hard drive. You store information, preferably the only information that you need, right, in the case of the physical body, to survive. And that's it. Don't turn it into a tool of distraction. It can easily be done so. Why do you think this whole society is built as an empire that simply keeps people distracted? More fear, more this, more that. Everything seems to be keeping you at a lower vibration. Shame, guilt, fear, and, well, hatred, all these things, right? Because all these create separation. If you have at least two sides, then you can easily wage war in between them, and you can simply arbitrate it any way you want. If you take a look at this sick society, it's technically what it's doing to people. So the question is, why do you think you fear the mind? Why do you put so many questions, right? You put all these questions, you seek answers, because there is something within you that knows you can go beyond, right? There is something that always longs to become better. And obviously the fear of not needing your mind is, well, great, because if you no longer need your mind, well, you'll only use it as little as you need, right? For the information that you need to, put things into practice, and, well, to gain experience through, well, practicing things. And if you no longer overuse your mind, well, you can no longer distract yourself, so you can finally embrace and become that who, let's say it, you were meant to be. And obviously there is a huge fear of success because, again, as I've been saying, success means responsibility, and responsibility is one of the greatest nightmares of ignorance. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Ferenc Jan Bor signing out.